Just because I cannot talk doesn't mean I have nothing to say. Just because I cannot answer doesn't mean I cannot understand. Give me an AAC device and hear my voice, as quoted by Catherine Helen, who is a speech language pathologist. Hi everyone, I am Sonakshi Rawal. I am a consultant speech language pathologist practicing in Mumbai and Pune, and I am an AAC enthusiast. What really is augmentative and alternative communication, or AAC? It is an umbrella term used to describe a series of methods, strategies or systems that supplement as well as replace speech. Basically, these are methods to enhance speech production and verbal communication. Augmented methods of communication or augmentative communication relates to the strategies, methods or devices that are used in addition to the AAC user's speech. On the other hand, alternative communication is a method or strategy or device that is used as a substitution of speech, or it replaces the speech. So AAC overall does not have any prerequisite to begin with. There is no hierarchy to begin with certain visuals from low tech to high tech. It can be started at any point, but it is a basic principle of all communication disorders, and what has to be kept in mind is that breathing is the only prerequisite that has to be considered when AAC can be started. Typical children develop speech and language skills by being exposed to the spoken language model on a daily basis. And deaf children pick up sign language by being exposed to the sign language model on a daily basis. Similarly, for a child who is on the AAC system, the caregiver or the communication partner has to expose them to symbols, pictures, visuals or high-tech devices so that they pick up speech and language skills. So M.O.D.E.L is something that is really essential in developing speech and language skills with an AAC system. M.O.D.E.L means M for making a conversation, O, give them lots of core words and opportunities to speak. D, do not only restrict the communication to requests. It can include other instrumental functions like asking questions, negations and commenting, etc. E, that is, expect that the AAC user will learn, that they have a competence and potential to learn and pick up speech and language with the AAC system. And L, that is, give them a lot of core words and leave it to them, give them time between the question, that is the stimuli, and the response. So leave a little time for them to respond to you with the AAC system. Now, looking at the AAC for an adult and AAC for a child. For AAC for an adult, we take into consideration a system on the basis of the adult's cognitive status, whether he is a person with a degenerative disease, whether the adult has a neurological impairment or language disorder like aphasia or motor speech disorder like apraxia. He is a post-stroke candidate, and accordingly the AAC system is designed on the basis of the cognitive level, attention span, memory, speech intelligibility, etc. While for a child, we can develop speech with regards to play and theme communication boards, use sensory play, use AAC in sensory integration activities, use AAC in story reading, narratives, singing, music, rhymes, and lots of other different contexts to enhance speech and communication. So for a child and an adult, the factors that will affect designing a system depend upon their whether they have any physical limitations, their vocabulary. That is, it could be core vocabulary, fringe vocabulary, what is their vocabulary level, the child's chronological age, the adult's age, and the age post stroke, or for how long has he been without any therapeutic intervention, because core is the glue that binds the fringe together. Core vocabulary speaks of words like give, want, eat, hungry, toilet. On the other hand, fringe vocabulary is more specific. If I'm speaking about a cricket team, who are the team players and their names? So speaking about the vocabulary, then their language, what language does the adult and child speak? For an adult, whether he has used that particular language in his professional career or not, and if there are any motoric impairments or disturbances. And with regards to all of these factors together, you can also look at socio-economic state, the financial status of the individual, whether they can afford a particular AAC system or device. So all in all, AAC requires a lot of modeling, vocabulary and many factors to build it into a successful system. I would like to end by a quote by Jane Corson, who says that a typical 18-month-old child is exposed to nearly 4,380 hours of spoken language every day. But for a person who is an AAC user, they would take nearly 84 years of spoken language or aided language exposure if they are exposed to symbols for 20 to 30 minutes frequency once a week during therapy sessions. So AAC exposure must begin early, and modeling is very essential as a morbidity to develop speech and language skills. We must always remember that we have to speak AAC to teach AAC.